sharing his views, Graham Norton said the term cancel culture isn't correct as he criticized John Cleese's use of it in an interview today. The BBC chat show host said it must be hard for the likes of the 82-year-old to perhaps now tone down what they may have said freely for many years. The 59-year-old said, "You read a lot of articles in papers by people complaining about cancel culture and you think, in what world are you cancelled? I'm reading your article in a newspaper, or you're doing interviews about how terrible it is to be cancelled?" Graham went on to suggest that the word should be replaced with accountability instead. He added to Times Radio, "John Cleese has been very public recently about complaining about what you can say, and I just think it must be very hard to be a man of a certain age, who's been able to say whatever you like for years, and now suddenly, there's some accountability there." Nadia Sawalha very sure she would never do Strictly After Kay Adams. It's free speech but not consequence-free. Earlier this year, it was announced that the Fawlty Towers actor will be fronting a documentary to find out if it's possible to create comedy without causing offense. A description about the show titled John Cleese, Cancel Me says he will explore why a new woke generation is trying to rewrite the rules on what can and can't be said. John has been no stranger to sharing his thoughts on what he deems cancel culture in recent years. Last year, he slammed BBC-owned UK TV for temporarily removing an episode of Fawlty Towers. A 1975 episode titled The Germans was taken off the streaming service because it contains racial slurs. At the time, the streaming service said it expected to reinstate the show with extra guidance in the coming days. After criticism about the move from John and others, the episode was kept on the system but with some offensive language removed. Ulrika Jonsson feels uneasy over Heidi Klum and daughter's sexy pics, Opinion Denise Welch calls Piers Morgan and Son S in furious tweets, latest Richard Hammond on being forced to sell his really precious cars, exclusive, this week, John claimed he wouldn't work for the BBC again as he believes he'd be cancelled after 5 minutes. The actor made the comment during an interview on BBC Radio 4 following the news he will be joining GB News next year. Speaking to Amol Rajan, he said, "The nice thing about talking to the GB News audience is they may not be used to hearing the sort of things I'll be saying. But the only thing is, the BBC haven't came to me and said, would you like to have one of our shows? And if they did I would say, not on your Nelly, because I wouldn't get 5 minutes into the show before it'd be cancelled or censored." Amol chimed in, saying, well, we've given you 5 minutes today and I can promise you haven't been censored yet." Taking to his Twitter after, John said, "I was amused at the moment I really criticized the BBC yesterday, the interview was brought to a rapid end. Before we had talked about the things we had planned to talk about 10 minutes earlier,